What is up, you guys? It is me, Lindsay, back with another highly requested story time. As you can tell by the title, which is not clickbait, by the way, I had a romance with Ricky Dillon. And you may be thinking, how did a little basic bitch like me get a romance with Ricky Dillon, who has like 2 million subscribers? Well, that's why I'm making this story time. So, yes, not clickbait. I had a romance with Ricky Dillon, and it lasted exactly 1 night long. Let me explain. A little YouTube channel, YouTube network called Awesomeness TV asked me to host the streamy 2015 red carpet for them, and I obviously agreed. Like, why wouldn't I agree? Like, are you joking? Of course I'm gonna host a red carpet for you guys for the freaking streamies. Of course I'm gonna interview YouTubers for you guys on the red carpet. Like, that's a no-brainer. Which, by the way, you can go see that video on their channel, Streamies Red Carpet 2015. It's bomb because I'm in it. So yeah, I got to host a red carpet on the Streamies, which is an entirely different story time, and if you want me to make a story time on that, I will gladly, if you are interested in hearing about how the actual red carpet went down. But this particular story has to do with what happened after the award show. As a official press of the Streamies, I got invited to the official award show and also got invited to the official after party. Yeah, the official after party hosted by Fullscreen, and I accepted, and even though it said no +1s and I knew I wasn't gonna know anybody, I was like, I'm only gonna ever have one opportunity to party with a bunch of freaking YouTubers that I am a fan of. I need to go to this party even though I'm gonna be a lonely ass mofo. After the award show, after I watched everybody win their awards, and after I interviewed all these amazing people, we went to the after party. Giant mob of people from the award show into the after party, which was at the W Hotel in Hollywood, which was literally a block away from the award show. I walked over there with a bunch of total strangers, got in line, told them my name, they highlighted my name that was on the list, they gave me a wristband saying that I was under 21, so I couldn't drink any alcohol from the bars, and then they told me how to get to the party, which was on the rooftop pool deck, which is incredible. I went to a rooftop motherfucking Hollywood ass party, bitches. Like, I did. There was this elevator that I had to take straight, it only went to the roof, this elevator, and I got in, went straight onto the roof. When the doors opened, I had to like walk out of this hallway, and then this massive party club looking room opened up in front of my eyeballs. And it was really cool. There's a bunch of full screen stuff set up for like Instagram pictures. There was some swanky, funky looking couches. There was a bar. There was a whole bunch of stuff, and the room was kind of set up like a nice rectangle, and I came out like right in the middle of the rectangle. So to this side was the bar, to this side there was more room and more chairs, and then there was a door on that side that led out to the pool deck. So I was just kind of exploring, wandering around. I went out to the pool deck to see what was happening. There wasn't too many people at this party at this time. It was pretty casual, and I didn't know if the party was gonna pick up. I was there was probably like 100 other people, which in this large venue did not seem like that many other people, to be honest. There was a photo booth where you could get your pictures taken with all your friends, even though I didn't come with no friends because I'm a lonely ass mofo. I was just wandering around. I didn't know what to do with myself. I went to a bar, which was completely open bar. You didn't have to pay for anything. I asked for a water. They gave me this big ass smart water, and I was like, yes, they ain't just giving me tap water. This is a fancy Hollywood party. They giving you free bottles of iced smart water. This is what is up. I started texting my friends that I was at this after party and things were going good, and I was ready to see some YouTubers, and no one was there yet, but they were gonna come. I had a feeling, and then I noticed that my phone was at 2% because I had to use it the entire time I was on the red carpet to look at the questions I was supposed to be asking all of the YouTube celebs. So my phone was dead, and stupid ass motherfucking me did not think to bring a portable charger because who knows why. And I was like, great, I don't know what to do. I need to keep my phone at 2%. I cannot let it die just in case an emergency happens because I am at this party all by myself, and I it's always safe to have a charged phone with you, especially if you're surrounded by a bunch of strangers and you're in the middle of a town that is not known for being a nice area. Let's just put it that way. It is known for being a bad area. So I turned my phone on airplane mode, and actually no. Did I turn on airplane mode or did I turn it off? I turned it on airplane mode. After I turned my phone on airplane mode, I did not know what to do with myself, considering I knew nobody at this party. So I started wandering around. I was drinking a lot of water because I just didn't know what to do with myself. So I just kept pouring back the water, and I just kept getting more and more waters, and I would circulate to the different open bars so that the same bartender wouldn't see me keep asking for smart water, knowing I was lonely. Like, I was definitely thinking. I didn't know what to do with myself, and I just kind of was like, you know what, I'm gonna leave. I'm not having fun. This isn't fun. I'm just wandering around not knowing anybody. I just kicked my camera. I was on the pool deck. I came back into the big room that I was explaining. I went through the room, and on the very far side of the room there was a little tiny deck where people were using to smoke. So I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna go out there. I haven't been out there yet. I'm just gonna stand out there because I'm lonely, and then after that I'm gonna leave. I went out to that deck. I stood there. Some nice guy started talking to me. He said he was friends with a DJ who was DJing, and he was like flirting with me and like asking for my number and stuff, and it was just, there was a lot of things going on. I was just not fully part of the conversation. I just glanced through this big glass window that was right there, and I look through and I see a person staring back at me, and who was it? Ricky freaking Dillon. Mind you, I had seen him already at this party. Like, I saw him surrounded by a bunch of females, like, before. Like, he was one of the first big YouTubers to enter this party when there was like very little people and we were all really spread out. And I saw him, so I knew he was at this party. And mind you, at this point in my life, I was a huge Ricky Dillon fan, and I had just been an extra in one of his music videos, and so I had a history with loving Ricky, and I had talked to him when I was an extra on his music video set, and he was staring at me through this window, so I thought maybe he recognizes me through the fact that I was an extra in one of his music videos. So he made eye contact, and then I looked back at the guy who was still talking to me and still trying to get my number, and then all of a sudden, from the like corner of my eye, my peripheral vision, I see Ricky start moving, and he started coming closer to this glass wall that I was at. And then the door opened, and all of a sudden, he was on the deck, and he walked straight up to me, and he said, "Hi, how's it going?" I was like, hi, how are you? I interviewed you today, because I did interview him on the red carpet, so he could have recognized me from that also. And he was like, yeah, you did. Oh my gosh, you did such a great job. And I was like, thank you. And we were having a connection. Meanwhile, this guy who was previously trying to get my number was just totally just standing there being the awkward third wheel in our conversation. And I totally didn't care because I wasn't interested in him anyway. So whatever, I got me some Ricky Dillon now. He was like, where do I know you? I know you from somewhere. Like, I recognize you. And I was like, oh, I was an extra in your music video, like, that shot a week ago. And he was like, oh yeah, you're the girl who told me that you like won some VidCon contest with Awesomeness TV and you got to be on them. And I was like, yeah, that was me. And he was like, wow, that's amazing. And I was like, yeah, actually that same day they asked me if I wanted to do the Streaming Awards, and I said of course. And he was like, oh my gosh, no way. So then we just started having like a conversation, and we started talking about music and Alicia Cara. I just felt a connection. I felt the chemistry. And then he said, well, I'm gonna go pee. And I was like, Ricky, same. And then I was like, yeah, sure, I'll see you later. So then he walked away to go to the bathroom, and I was like freaking out inside my little heart, because not only did he come up to me, he came to get the goods himself, but he recognized me from the fact that I was in his music video, which is really, really, really cool. So then the other nonsense nobody guy was trying to get my number again, and I think I might have given it to him. I don't really remember. We have never gotten contact after that, so I really can't remember if I gave him my number or not. But I was like, peace out, and then I walked away to go get more smart water because I was not leaving this party anymore. There was no way that I was leaving this party after Ricky damn Dillon said, see you later around the party, and I was like, yes, yes you will. Yes, you will, Ricky. And now that Ricky came up to me and he was such a normal, regular person, and I was ready. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to more YouTubers because there are other YouTubers here that I want to talk to, and I'm gonna talk to them. So I walked around, and who did I talk to first? I talked to the Merrill twins. You know them. I went up to them. I told them I was a big fan, told them I watched their videos. We started talking. I actually hung out with them for a decent chunk of the party, and we were talking to them, and they told me where they go to college, and I told them where I go to college, and we were just having a good time, like being buddies, being friends. And so we got Shirley Temples together. We were having a good time. Then they saw someone they knew, and they drifted off, and then I saw Andrew Lau, and I was like, this is my chance. So I went up to Andrew Lau, and I was like, hi, I'm a huge fan. And then we started talking, and it was like, it was interesting. I could tell he was a little tipsy at this point, like he was a little bit buzzed, but whatever. We were having a good time. We were talking. I was like, yes, yes, I'm having a good time, whatever, whatever. Someone came up to him, started talking to him about how he was blacked out drunk the other night at Rebecca Black's like party or something, and then they got in a whole side thing, and he was like, I didn't get blackout drunk. And then the other guy was like, yeah, you were blackout drunk, because don't you remember like how we accidentally got Rebecca trapped in a closet and you were trying to get her out with me? And he was like, I don't remember that. And I was just like, I'm not part of this conversation, I need to leave. So I left and I went back to the bar that I hadn't been to in a while, which was at the very far side of the pool. I asked for a Shirley Temple because I wanted to look like I was drinking without actually drinking. So I figured that was a drink that would look alcoholic but wasn't. I was walking around, just wandering around. I was trying to find Ricky, I kid you not. I was looking for him, couldn't find him. So I just sat at this table and I was staring intently at Alexis Giselle because she was literally like a table away from me. Like it was a long table, like kind where you stand at. It was like one of those like tall tables, and I was standing there like playing with my drink. I had drinking on my drink. Drank, I don't know. I had finished it. And I was staring at Alexis because she was talking to a bunch of other YouTubers and I was waiting for an opportunity to go up to her. She was my next victim. I wanted to talk to her next. But then, lo and behold, I hear a voice out of the blue from my ear saying, hey, what's up? What's wrong? I turn and it's Ricky frickin' Dillon. Out of the blue, just popped out beside me, planted himself right here, and I was like, oh, what? Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm just standing here hanging out. And he was like, you look sad. Is there something wrong? And I was like, no, I just don't really know anyone at this party, and I'm just trying to figure out who I'm gonna talk to next. And he was like, oh, I feel you. And then he said, oh, I just went to the photo booth. You should totally go. It's super fun. Look. And then he pulls out a little, like, you know those photo booth, like strip photo things? He pulled one out and he said, look. And it was literally like 300 people, or it was a lot of people, slammed into this little tiny photo booth in his little photo strip. And I was like, okay, like, you popular, we get it. And so he was showing me all his pictures and we were having a good time, and then something happened I will never forget. He said, well, I hope you're having a great night. I'm gonna go get another drink. He touched my arm, and then he started rubbing my arm down and said, I love you. And then he walked away after he like, I was a new woman after that. Not only did he touch my arm, my bare skin, and rub it down, but he told me he loved me. And I don't care if it was in like a friendship kind of way. He told me he loved me in exactly that way. I remember vividly. I love you. Bye. And then he went and he got an alcoholic beverage. And I was like, I'm in love with you, Ricky. And like that, he was gone. Like a stranger in the night, because that's basically what he was. I panicked and I desperately wanted to text my friends what was happening, but my phone was dead and I kept pretending to be on my phone. Like, if people weren't talking to me, I would like do the fake thing where I pretended to be on it, but it was actually like off. I felt like a new person. The sugar from the Shirley Temples was starting to hit my blood. I saw the Merrill twins again, hung out a little bit with them again. Then I was walking around. I decided that I was over the party. Enough happened. I was ready to get out of there. Ricky told me he loved me. That's all I came for. I gotta go. So I had a plan. I concocted a plan in my head. I was gonna find Ricky. I was gonna say bye to him, thank him for being so nice and hanging out with me, because he knew that I was there alone and he knew that I knew nobody. So I figured, like, thank him for being a nice guy and hanging out with the lonely ass bitch who doesn't know anybody and is clearly isolated by everyone. So I figured I'd thank him. And then fourth, I was gonna ask him for his number so we could hang out again, because clearly we were hitting it off and he was the one who kept coming up to me, so I figured why wouldn't he give me his number? If I asked, he's the one who keeps talking to me, we should become friends. Maybe we should like go get lunch someday, maybe fall in love, maybe become best friends. Who knows? I was willing to let anything happen. My doors were open. I was welcoming. I was ready for new experiences. So I was trying to find him, and I literally was wandering around this entire party and I couldn't find this damn dude. So finally I wound up at the bar that I got my Shirley Temple at before, that was all the way at the far side of the pool. I got a Smart Water again. I was standing around drinking my Smart Water. I saw the guy who previously was the first guy who talked to me at the party, who was that random nobody trying to get my number, and I was trying to avoid him because I did not want him to come up and talk to me again, because I was not feeling it. I was not feeling it. And all of a sudden, some guy comes up to me and is like, "Hey, I know you." And I was like, "No, I've never met you before in my life." And he was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure I don't know you. Maybe, I don't know, I was at VidCon?" And he was like, "Yes, VidCon. I must have met you at VidCon." And even though I don't remember meeting this guy ever, I just said, "Yeah, that's definitely where we met, because I needed a friend at this party, okay? I needed a friend. I needed a buddy." So he was like, "Come here, I want you to meet people. What's your name? Lindsey? Oh, I want to introduce you to my friends." So he dragged me over to this group of people that I recognized. It was Fred, Lucas Cruikshank, the guy who is Fred, his boyfriend, Sam Pottorff, and who I'm assuming is Sam Pottorff's girlfriend, some girl that was with him. And so he was like, "This is my friend Lucas, this is my friend Lindsey, she went to VidCon together, she is so cool, and then this is Lucas's boyfriend, I don't remember his name, sorry, and this is Lucas's boyfriend, and Lucas's boyfriend, insert name there because I don't know his name, this is Lindsey, and oh my god, Sam, this is Lindsey." Sam and I shook hands. His hand was very cold, so was mine. I was holding a nice water. And then he introduced me to the girl who I don't remember at all. And so we were just talking, having a fun time. I was getting to know Lucas and his buddies and his boyfriend, and everything seemed nice. And then I was really starting to feel the party. And because all of these people were drunk, okay? I was the only one who wasn't drunk because I'm underage, and I decided to actually be a good Samaritan and not drink, also because I had to drive. But I just thought that it'd be better for everyone if I didn't drink. I just thought it would be best if I didn't. So I was surrounded by drunk people, and I was starting to act drunk. You know when you're like around drunk people and then you start to act drunk because you're surrounded by drunk people, and you just figured like, let's have a good time. Like, I don't want you to figure out that I am not drunk. I want to be one of you. So I just pretended I was with them. So the guy who had recognized me, even though we had never met before, his name was Jesse. He is a friend of Lucas's, Jesse Daly. They make videos sometimes together. He was like, "You want to dance?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I want to dance. Let's go dance." So we went back in to where everyone was partying, and there's only like a few people dancing, no one that I recognized, but we just started dancing, and I immediately made friends with everyone I was dancing with. I didn't know their names, didn't know anything about them, didn't know their professions, didn't know their YouTube channels, if they had them, maybe they didn't have them, I don't know. I was just dancing my little heart away. And me and this guy Jesse, we were dancing, and then all of a sudden Lucas came up, and Lucas came up with his boyfriend, and then we were all dancing, and I was going hard. I am a dancer, okay? I dance, and I was getting down to this damn music, and I was having a damn good time. I was trying to have a good time. And all of a sudden I see Ricky in the distance, and he comes closer, and then he starts dancing in our little circle of group of dancers, and I was like, "Yes, Ricky, yes, where have you been? I was trying to get your number, and finally you're here again, so thank you for being here again with me." And we all start dancing in the circle, and then it was just, Ricky came up to me, and then we started dancing like on our own for like, it was only for like a few seconds. It was only for like part of a song, like not a full song, but like a little chunk, a little 30-second chunk of the song, and we were dancing with each other only. Not like a group of people, it was like just us dancing, having a good time, and we were like looking at each other's eyeballs, having a good time. And then all of a sudden Jesse came up, and he was like, "Hey, do you know my friend Lindsey?" And then I, because I was so outgoing at this point in the party, was like, "Are you kidding? We go way back." And I put my hand on his shoulder, and then he was like, "Yeah, we go way back." And then he put his hand around my waist, and I was like, I danced with Andrew Lau. I grinded on Lucas Cruikshank. That is correct. He put his butt in my female area, and we grinded on each other like reverse roles. Like I was the guy grinder and he was the girl grinder, and we were nailing it. Lucas and I were having such a bomb time. We were rapping Nicki Minaj together. We were going hardcore on all these rap lyrics. We were rapping with each other. We were just getting so into the music, and all of this was just a whirlwind. All of this was just so much fun. So much stuff was happening. So many people I saw. At the end of the night, I decided, you know what? I'm not just gonna get Ricky's number. I'm gonna get everyone I danced with's number. So I started walking around, and I had my little phone, and I used that 1% battery life to get everyone to write in the notes of my phone their number. And I got Jesse's number. I got Jordan Dow's number. I asked Andrew Lau for his number, but he was so drunk that he gave me the wrong number. But I don't know if he did it on purpose or not. He could have done it on purpose. Like, he could have known that I was a thirsty ass bitch and like wanted me to not want me to contact him, which was strange because I'm pretty sure he was grinding on me. And then, like that, like a bird in the night, I flew away from the party because I couldn't find Ricky again. I couldn't find him. I literally searched the whole party again and I couldn't find him, and I was like, you know what, whatever, I gotta go. So I just left. I couldn't find him, so I figured he left, so I left. And then I walked back to my car, which I thought I was gonna get like murdered or something, because I was walking down like a very dark road, a very dark alley in a neighborhood that was not good, all by my lonesome self with my dying phone. Got back to the parking lot where I parked my car, which was a valet parking lot. I got it valet parked because I'm bougie. And parking attendant wasn't there, all the keys were gone, there was no way for me to get my keys back, and I started freaking out. And so I started wandering around everywhere. I went to this local bar. I said, I parked in that parking lot. Do you know where they put the valet keys after the valet closes? And he was like, oh yeah, you have to go to the front of the building. So I had to walk around the block to get to the front of this building. I had to knock on the door. Security came. They gave me my keys. God bless the man who was working at 2 in the morning. He gave me my key. I went back to my car. I drove home. But right before I drove home, right when I sat down, I took off my shoes, obviously. Like, I was not driving in those. Nope. Right after that, I went on Twitter and tweeted Ricky, had so much fun with you, loved hanging out with you at the party, it was so great seeing you, something along those lines, something that was like me being nice and telling him like, this is me, this is the girl that you fell in love with, basically. I mean, why else would you come up to me so many times? I'm just kidding, but like, honestly, I tweeted him, and almost seconds after, literally seconds, he followed me on Twitter, and I was like, yes. So immediately I DM'd him a little heart, and then I drove home, I went to sleep, got like 2 hours of sleep, woke up for school the next day, and I DM'd him around 1 in the afternoon, something along the lines of like, had so much fun with you last night, it was so much fun hanging out with you, blah, 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 blah. Never heard back from him. DM'd him a week later, didn't hear anything. A month later, didn't hear anything. Never heard anything from all the DMs that I've sent him. Now I just send him those like silly like chain messages with all the emojis that are like, you'll get banged this month. You know what I'm talking about? All these months, I've never heard anything back. I've gotten a few favorites on Twitter. I got a retweet once, but like, no contact, which was strange because I was like, I thought you loved me. But I guess things are not meant to be. But whatever, I am dating someone now. All of this happened before I even met my current boyfriend, before I even knew he existed. So like, maybe I wasn't supposed to find Ricky. Maybe everything happens for a reason, and the reason I didn't get his number was because God knew that we would have fallen in love, and I never would have met my current boyfriend, who is the love of my life. So like, maybe everything happens for a reason. But like, Ricky, if you're watching this and you want to be pals and you feel like we'd get along well, because I really do think we would be the bestest of buddies, slide into my DMs. They're open at Lindsey Erstad. Like, go, just slide in, give me a little, you know what I'm saying? We can go to Earth Cafe together. We can go to Tender Greens together. We can go to Lemonade together. Just let me know. That is it for this video. If you liked, give it a like and comment down below. Have you ever had a crazy experience with a YouTuber, or you ever felt like you had a connection with a YouTuber, or there was like some mad flirting going on between you and a YouTuber? Let me know. And also, if you want to see a story time of my red carpet experience, like the actual experience of me interviewing YouTubers, go ahead and leave that in the comments below as well. Subscribe to be notified the next time I make a video, and I will see you cool cats the next time that I make a video. Bye! I don't know if my boyfriend's gonna see this video. He might. He knows about Ricky, and he knows about all this. He knows this entire story. I've told him. He knows. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. He didn't know I was gonna make a video about it, though. Maybe he'll watch it, and he'll be like less than pleasant, less than happy about the way I reacted to some things. But you know, I'm just living in the previous moment. I'm just trying to go back to how it was in that moment, baby. I love you. I love you. I love you. And everything happens for a reason. You always tell that to me. So I love you. And Ricky, if you're watching this, we can all be friends. We can all hang out. It'll be like fun. I could hook you up with one of my friends if you want to. And then we can go on like a double thing. I don't know. Just let me know. Just let me know.